Hudson's House of Shadow Puppets presents
Little Red Riding Hood.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl. She was known as Little Red Riding Hood because she was quite small and she always wore a big red hooded cape. One day, her mother said to her,
"Here's a piece of cake and a little pot of butter. Take them to your poor, sick grandma, but be careful and make sure you don't talk to any strangers on the way."
The girl's grandmother lived deep in the woods, miles and miles from the village. Just as Little Red Riding Hood entered the woods, a big bad wolf spotted her on the path.
"Oh, good day, Little Red Riding Hood,"
he said.
"Oh, you seem friendly. Good day, Mr. Wolf,"
she replied.
"Where are you heading to so early in the morning? The sun's barely up."
The wolf asked.
My grandma's sick, but I'm bringing her a piece of cake and a little pot of butter,"
Little Red Riding Hood explained.
"Oh, and where does your grandma live, Little Red Riding Hood?"
The wolf wanted to know.
Pretty far into the woods. That way,"
replied Little Red Riding Hood.
"Oh, well, I'll make it a little wager, perhaps. How about I race you there? I'll go along this road, and you go along that road, and we'll see who arrives first, shall we?"
challenged the big bad wolf.
"You're funny. All right, challenge accepted."
And he ran at top speed along the shortest road. Little Red Riding Hood took the longest road. The big bad wolf arrived at Grandma's cottage much sooner than Little Red Riding Hood. He knocked on the door.
"Who's there?"
asked the old woman from her bed.
"It's me, your Little Red Riding Hood, yes,"
sang out the wolf, making his voice as high as he could.
Doesn't sound like my granddaughter, but okay. Pull the string to open the latch,"
said Grandma. So the wolf pulled the string hanging by the door. The latch inside opened and, oh my. Before the old woman knew what was happening, the wolf had gobbled her up as if he hadn't eaten for a week. Then he put on Grandma's clothes and lay down in her bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood to arrive.
Man, that was a longer road than I'm used to.
When Little Red Riding Hood reached the cottage, she knocked at the door.
"Yes, who's there?"
said the wolf, making his voice as soft as he could. Now, Little Red Riding Hood could hear that the voice was very gruff, but she knew her grandmother had a cold, so she said,
Grandma sounds weird. But she is sick. It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you some butter and some cake from Mummy. It's supposed to help you get better."
"Pull the string to open the latch, yes,"
said the wolf.
Okie dokie.
So Little Red Riding Hood pulled the string hanging by the door. The latch inside opened, and there was her grandmother in bed. Or so she thought.
"Yes. Come kiss me, my dear,"
said the wolf, still making his voice as soft as he could. Little Red Riding Hood took off her cloak and went over to the bed.
Weird. My, what big eyes you have, Grandma,"
she said in surprise.
Yes. All the better to see you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf.
My, what big ears you have, Grandma,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"All the better to hear you with, my dear,"
said the wolf.
My, what big teeth you have, Grandma,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"All the better to eat you with, yes.
growled that wicked, wicked wolf.
Oh, man.
And with that, he gobbled up Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, hey, Grandma. Whoa, it's dark in here. I am stinky.
Fortunately for Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma, there was a hunter in the forest.
What is that troubling sound I hear?
He heard the commotion and came running over to the cottage.
Commotion? Commotion? Commotion, I hear.
The hunter overpowered the big bad wolf and rescued Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood from the wolf's belly.
Did.
We're saved. I was running out of room in that belly. And I'll never talk to strangers again.
Grandma hugged Little Red Riding Hood with joy. Little Red Riding Hood learned her lesson, and she never spoke to strangers ever again. The end.
Hudson's House of Shadow Puppets.